from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Judge Gorsuch, thank you for being here, and congratulations to you and to your family and friends who are either here present or watching on TV. I've had a couple of opportunities to be in your presence, and I really appreciate your calm, respectful demeanor, and I'm completely convinced you have an at-rest heart rate of about 4. Before I get into a few brief comments, and I want to be brief so that we can get through the comments and to the questions and move your nomination forward, I do think there's a little bit of confusion right now in terms of the comments made by some of my colleagues. This is not directed to you, Judge Gorsuch, but perhaps to those watching, to my members. The nominee before us today is not President Trump. The nominee before us today is not Leader McConnell. And it's not Judge Merrick Garland. It's one of the most extraordinarily talented and capable people that we could possibly have going to the Supreme Court. So I hope that this nomination hearing focuses on the one person before us who will go on, I believe, to fill the Supreme Court. This is a very important role that we have. I consider it one of the most important jobs that I have as a U.S. Senator. In the 2 years that I've been here, nothing rises to the level of importance of your nomination and the composition of the Supreme Court. You know, they last for life. They'll outlast most presidents and many senators. It affects all Americans, and they will be judgments that you will render that will last for decades. I have no doubt that you have the qualifications. As a matter of fact, Senator Graham, I have associate myself with Senator Graham's comments. The only reason I didn't pursue your academic line of schools mainly had to do with admission requirements. But I appreciate the hard work that you did academically. I appreciate the hard work that you did as a litigator and the work that you've done as a judge. I think it's truly extraordinary. I want to just go back to a comment or a conversation we had in my office. I mentioned to you in my office that I don't like activist judges, period, conservative or liberal. It's not their role. The activists are us. We get elected. We go out to the people. We convince them that we want to make changes. We pass laws. Your job is to interpret them as a judge. And I believe that you responded to me, that you fully understood that your role fell squarely within Article 3 and that mine fell squarely within Article 1, and you saw the very bright line between the two. And I think you're going to do a great job. I think in your nomination acceptance, your quote was, "It is for Congress and not the courts to write new laws. It is the role of judges to apply, not alter, the work of the people's representatives." There have been some comments today made about cases that you've taken up, and I think they probably in some cases relate to the instances where you weren't really happy about the outcome. And I look forward to getting to some of those. I think that 2 or 3 have been mentioned that I intend to go through as a part of my review of your summary of jurisprudence. There's a number of examples where you interpreted the law. You did not become an activist. You didn't allow your empathy or your sympathy for a case to influence what your job is. I, for one, find that inspiring. And so, Mr. Chair, I'm going to keep my comments short, not for a lack of a desire to want to speak more about Judge Gorsuch's extraordinary background and history and qualifications for the job, because I desperately want the American people to get you to spend more time talking and let us spend more time listening so that they recognize the historic opportunity we have to confirm you to the Supreme Court. And I look forward to the remaining testimony.